Hi and welcome to a wrap of the first week of finals in the Western Region Footy League. I'm Kevin Hillier, with me Steve Thom. Tomsy, let's start with Division 3 and a terrific start to the finals. Albans Vale into a grand final for the first time in a number of years.
Yeah, look, well done to them. Braybrook would be disappointing in losing. It went right down to the wire by all reports, Kev, that game. Pretty tough physical game again, as we'd seen a couple of weeks ago in the last round. But the Seriani boys, Jamie Seriani was fantastic a couple of weeks ago against Braybrook, and they combined last weekend to kick, I think, 8 between them, 5 and 3. And it stood out. They're big, strong bodies. I think Cuthbertson was in the best again. Braybrook losing side bottom throughout the game with a shoulder injury. He's gone in probably only 75% fit. The risk this time to take injured players. Now, I don't know how bad he's damaged it. Hopefully it's not too bad, but that leaves a big hole. And Kruger probably not 100% fit. But a few of the forwards for Braybrook that we expect to stand up didn't stand up. Piercy, I think, kicked one. Cutter Milisev, I don't think he got a goal. So, you know, they needed these guys. Wallace was good again for Braybrook, and they need to be good again next weekend. But well done, as you mentioned, Albans Vale. That great achievement.
We say farewell to Leviton for the year, but gutsy performance by them against Sanctuary Lakes.
Well, it was only the last quarter that Sanctuary Lakes got away. Look, Leviton, they've just grown. They've grown as this season from, honestly, 8 months ago when the doors were nearly shut, and that's not fabricating something. They really struggle. But on field, off field, they got everything right together. Playing in the final, the word finals makes a big difference to the mentality of footballers and football clubs, and they've shown right to their last weekend of the year, Leviton, their improvement to just go down by 6 points against Sanctuary Lakes. Got to say, well done to them, to Sanctuary Lakes too. That's a good win. It's a good boost for the young guys at the club. They go into the preliminary final this week against Braybrook, and they'll be flying pretty high.
Division 2, Parkside certainly have stamped themselves as the side in Division 2. Emphatic win over the Falcons.
Well, 10 different goal kickers. The spread of goal kickers, Buddy Gig with 3, Barbuto chipped in for 2, I think. Grig got 1. I don't think Carterville got a goal, Mo.
He got 1, I think.
He got the 1 goal, but that's what a great sign that is, that, a couple of their key forwards didn't kick big bags of goals. Kelly's another one who just chipped in for a couple. He's kicked, near on 60 goals this year. So just fantastic. And by all reports, Gary Turner was down watching that game and just give us a minute-by-minute real update. And the gang tackling, the strength of the Parkside team. They hunt. We know when Parkside hunt in numbers, they are very dangerous. And opposition obviously found out in Wyndon Vale last weekend how dangerous Parkside can be this time of the year. Wyndon Vale Falcons, a little bit of soul searching now. I mean, this time of year that you can't change much around. But to O'Shea not kicking a goal, he got injured, went off. They're good players. Chris Graham was down by all reports. Very well held, very well tagged. They just didn't seem to click. Now they've got basically 7 days to get their act back together. The Wyndon Vale Falcons. Otherwise, it could be pretty early 2014 than they expected.
Glenorchy are gone. West Footscray got over the top of them in a pretty tight match.
Yeah, well done to West Footscray. Look, Glenorchy, that roller coaster for the last 7 or 8 weeks, it probably just continued. I think most of us around, apart from West Footscray, people would have thought that Glenorchy, back with a bit of momentum over the last couple of weeks, would have gone into that final and probably beaten West Footscray. But they just showed West Footscray the class of the Uze boys. I mean, look, having Adam Uze in your side, a quality player, just makes a difference to the players around him. Whether he has a good game, bad game, just his profile just lives. And he's chipped in with a couple of goals. His brother Damien with 5 stood up. Your Bucktons all over the ground. The good players really stood up by reports on the weekend. And a good look to Glenorchy. Apparently some good news for next year that their Stu Daly's been reappointed. So that's good for them. They've got a little bit of hard work to do over the summer at Glenorchy. That loss last week hopefully stung them. They've got to get some kids. They've got to get some dedicated players that are prepared to train right throughout the year and commit themselves for right throughout the year for Stu Daly and the Glenorchy Football Club, and they'll bounce back. But to West Footscray, it's all about now a preliminary final, and they are a huge chance to go on and play in the grand final, Kev.
All right, let's look at Division 1 now. We've got to fess up here. Did not think Hoppers Crossing would beat St Albans.
No, did not. Absolutely, I'll be honest, shocked in a way, and that's taking nothing against Hoppers Crossing. We spoke about it last week that Hoppers probably needed 60 to 70% of the football in their hands, that they can run, they can spread, they're quick. To get that buzz and excitement amongst a young playing group, and by all reports that they did. I'll be honest, only probably seen about an hour of that game on the weekend. I missed the last half, had to do other things, but what I seen was a tight game right to that half-time mark, right to even near on three-quarter time. After half-time, Hoppers just showed that spark. Al Hurley chipped in with 6. Yeah. Where'd that come from? Honestly, he's played mostly midfield half-back for most of the year. Great, exciting young running player. Skipper, best on ground. He stood up. It was just good to see. They play an exciting brand of football, Hoppers Crossing, when they're on song, and they're on song the right time of the year. Steve Credier, master coach, he really is. He's got the kids firing. He's got the belief in their playing group, because they had a shocking, probably 5 or 6 weeks coming into the finals. The last few rounds, I think they only won 1 out of 5 in that period. they've just shown that it's a different season. It's all about the excitement, the buzz, the momentum going, and they've done well. St Albans, they'd be bitterly disappointed. They expected, didn't they, Kev? We spoke to Timmy Jenkins, a few of them. They expected to go pretty deep into the final series, but they're all over now.
And we thought they would too. The other one was Spotswood and Werribee Districts. Good game, this one. Both sides oozing class, but they'll need to be able to knock over Deer Park.
Yeah, look, they were good. Spotswood showed some character. Werribee Districts, we thought how far, basically, at half-time. I thought Spotswood really had them covered. Werribee Districts come out in that third quarter and just showed an absolute sensational brand of football. Their run and carry and spread. Harrington kicked 5 in that third quarter. Look, this kid has got so much ability. I don't think he believes he's a big pup. He's a pup. He's just going to grow, and he believes in his own strength to crash packs, to attack the football, to not show. I know he's not lazy, but he shows a lack of enthusiasm sometimes. But in the third quarter, he just attacked the football. He got his hands on it, showed what he can do. He's outstanding. Molivas, who had a super quiet day, but all of a sudden in a 10-minute period, kicked a beautiful goal from 50 out, lifted again. The character whole of the team, the Werribee boys lifted. Crennan on the wing. They all got involved in the game. They faded out in that last quarter. Maybe they'd spent their tickets in that third quarter. But to full credit to Spotswood, Dord was great, all over the ground. They had a good spread of players. A couple of their the young kids, Callard and that, they had run with tagging, niggling, nagging jobs. And I thought they'd done it brilliantly. Callard was good, really got under the skin of Molivas all day, and a lot of the Werribee Districts players. So they've got a good spread of players at the moment, Spotty, that know what it's about this time of year. Will Langlands was another one. Tommy Langlands was great throughout the day. Big Possivina lifted another notch. It's going to be a great game next week against Deer Park, but also for Werribee's sake, they've got a rebound now, and they've got a first semi-cutthroat final.
That's our wrap of week 1 of the finals in the Western Region Footy League.